Welcome. Excuse me. I'm Alice Alicia Jones, and I've been missing MIA for almost a month. You can hear the raspiness in my voice. I came on May 6th, I came down with viral bronchitis. I never had bronchitis before, so this was a totally new experience for me. I did have pneumonia, and that flattened me. That took about a month to run its course through my body. It was not a fun condition, but nevertheless, I am going to do my best to continue where I left off the last time I did the video. I was concentrating on the third chakra. I feel that it's really critical that you understand the functions of the third of each chakra. The third one is your area, your solar plexus. It's your area of personal will. It's the area, first, second, and third is where most of humanity lives. And the third is really, really critical because it is the way you present yourself to the world. It's the way that you show yourself to be. It's how confident you feel about who you are. And a lot of times, this confidence takes years and years and years to develop, to present yourself as your authentic self. A lot of people hide behind a mask, are one person for one group of people, another person for another group of people, depending upon where their comfort zone is. And their comfort zone is expanded if they found their own tribe, if they found the people that they can relate to. I'm not talking about people who try to escape reality. I'm people who are part of the drug scene, the drug culture. That I'm not referring to that at all. All I'm talking about is those who have found that living on planet Earth is a real challenge because nothing on this plane makes sense. At least nothing made sense to me until I heard the words, "You are spirit having a human experience." Then it's my world flipped right side up. I was in my late 40s when I heard that. Um, I wasn't very young, but fortunately, uh, maybe it was even early 40s. But it it made me understand that everything that I felt was wrong on this planet wasn't in alignment with who I was as a spiritual being. So then I could go about rectifying those issues, rectifying the problems, rectifying the ability to be a different person and still be part of this human experiment. We come here as an incredibly great challenge. We come here with the amnesia of where we came from. We have no clue of the state of unconditional love that we came from. And as a result, we will just have to be okay with what we experience until we start understanding otherwise. It takes a while, I mean, uh, I'm seeing more and more young people who are getting it, who are understanding that yes, they have a 3D life, but they also have a spiritual life, and they have to pay equal amounts of attention to both sides of their personality. And so I'm just so grateful every single time I do run into a young person who has the courage to step out of the realm that they're in and step into a role that they know is right for them, even though everybody else in their sphere might be at odds with it. They know it's right for them and they continue to pursue it. So, anyway, this is and I know it's been almost a month since I last spoke on the organs that were affected by the third chakra. And so, but the mental and emotional conditions that are affected, that rise to the forefront, first and foremost is trust. You have to learn to trust through the third chakra. And I am very fond of the words of Patrick Monahan. Obviously, he was very well respected because part of the new Penn Station terminal is in his honor, part of the hospital. Uh, I believe it's associated with Columbia University, is also named in his honor. So he was very well respected. But his statement that has followed me throughout my life is you are entitled to your own opinions, but not your own facts. And this is where we are in such a state of quandary because people are passing off facts as facts when they are indeed only their opinion. They are not facts, and they never will be facts. So just learn to stand on the side of facts. And if you're, whatever your leaning is, know that there is an entire element here in the United States that probably disagrees with you. It doesn't matter whether you lean right or whether you lean left. There will be at least a huge faction that disagrees with you. So learn to ferret out the facts. Don't just take other people's words and take them as your own words. Look at some of the lawsuits that have been won by people. Sandy Hook Elementary took Alex Jones to court to the tune of, I don't know, almost $1 billion. I don't know what the settlement was. I can't remember. But they he kept saying and repeating over and over and over and over the fact that Sandy Hook Elementary was a staged incident. Staged. First grade teachers, first grade students were killed. And the heartache that those parents had to go through listening to that garbage was an unbelievable. But they fortunately they won a huge settlement against Alex Jones. So just be very, very judicious when you start ferreting out facts and passing along facts, and recognize what is opinion versus what is a fact. Because trust is based on understanding facts. The second most important, mental and emotional, is fear and intimidation. That lives in the third chakra. And judges are being intimidated. Now, I saw a judge uh, somewhere from I think it was Minnesota, it could have been Missouri, somewhere out west, where apparently a person posing as a pizza delivery, shot her son dead and wounded her husband, simply because they did not like what she ruled on. And what she ruled on was based on fact. So, and judges are being intimidated across the entire country now, strictly because they are challenging. They are the last bastion, the last of the three separate houses of our government that are challenging the current administration for what is being done. And so they are using fear and intimidation. And they're succeeding, but not totally, because fortunately, there's enough people across the United States, from every state, big towns, small towns, it doesn't matter what your political affiliation is, that have disagreed with what has happened in all the cuts that have been made. And as a result, there have been peaceful protests, and these protests have accomplished reinstitution of not only people who have wrongly been jailed, but also, so far, jobs that have been eliminated, programs that have been eliminated. So this is the power of we, the people. Ultimately, what we have in terms of civil disobedience is peaceful protest. Peaceful protest makes the difference, not violent. Violent protest accomplishes nothing, but peaceful protest absolutely does make a difference. The third chakra is the source of your self-esteem, who you are as a person, how you feel about yourself, how you take to being you as a individual, and how you confident that you feel about the things that you think about. And like I said, go back to number one. Go back to ferreting out the facts. If you do nothing but listen to a broadcast that supports your belief system, you're only getting 50% of the news that's being disseminated out there, or less. So, anyway, just take assessment and feel. And I have a little mantra that I say DC to G, DC to G, direct connect to God. Your feelings are your direct connect to God. If you feel good about something, that's going to increase your self esteem, your self confidence, and your self respect. And obviously, it that those three are all centered in the third chakra. Care of others. Everything that you do to care for another person is centered in the third chakra. Everything, every issue that you signed up for. And most of you would not be in the situation that you're in unless you had agreed to it while you were in spirit. If you are a caregiver to somebody who is incapacitated, whether it's a minor child or whether it's a person who is reaching the end of their life, um, you you had to have agreed to it, and at some point before you came down the birth canal, because otherwise you wouldn't be experiencing it. Um, Ability to make decisions, that lives in the third chakra. I know that when I was in high school and I was vacillating between changing from an all girls academy to a co ed high school, I vacillated back and forth. I must have changed my mind 30 times. Horrible, unsettled feeling. The best thing to do is make a decision, stick to it, and see what your feelings are about that decision. Your feelings will guide you and even nudge you to making the decision that is right for you if you are paying attention to the spiritual side of yourself. The next thing is sensitivity to criticism. Criticism is not meant to um, flatten you, but it's meant to correct you. And so take criticism in the spirit that it's given. To accept criticism in the same vein that you accept praise or flattery. It's not meant to be inhaled. Put it this way, praise or flattery is not meant to be swallowed, it's meant to be inhaled. And the same thing with criticism. Accept what is being said without without you feeling that you have to all of a sudden throw out every single thing that you thought was important to you. And just know that criticism is not that meant to do that for you. It's meant to correct a course of action. To me, in my lexicon, everything that crosses your path, animal, vegetable, mineral, means something. Everything that happens to you means something. You have an accident, you break your legs, that means something. I come down with uh, these type of uh, upper respiratory diseases every single time I end up uh, going to or being in a place that I feel maybe I'm not ready for. That means something. And I have to evaluate what that is, what that means. So anyway, being sensitive to criticism is critical. And the last item that's related to the third chakra is personal honor. Unless you have none, unless you're a sociopath and have no conscience whatsoever, you have a sense of personal honor. And that has everything to do with integrity. And that has everything to do with developing people's ability to trust you. And I'm not talking about just those who agree with you. Even those who don't agree with you should have an ability to trust you if you have personal honor. But if you have an ulterior motive for everything that you do, if you're always looking for the financial benefit to you, that's something else. Anyway, you have to evaluate yourself what it is that you are willing to put up with and what you're not. And that, I think, wraps up what I'm going to say about the third chakra. My goal is to get back on track to do this weekly instead of monthly, because I know it's been at least a month since I've been here last. Between going to New York, babysitting grandchildren, getting ill, and just not having the ability to give a speech without coughing continuously. So anyway, I'm going to continue this session with the heart chakra for the next time. And I will do the same. I will bring forth the different aspects so that it comes out in small chunks that you're able to digest and accept on a piecemeal basis. So I will see you next week. I thank you for being here. I'm very grateful for your participation in my life. And if you have need of a book on meditation, Own Your Power Day by Day is the best that's out there. On my website, Alicia, ALICJA, Jones.com. Also, any type of services that you would want are also delineated on my website. I can't take people in person yet. I feel not ready for that, but I can do Zoom and I can do over the phone. And I thank you for being here, and I'm very grateful for your, like I said, participation in my life. Thank you. Have a great, great week.